You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hi there, General Hospital fans. I've got your weekly spoilers for Monday, January 27th, all the way through Friday, January 31st. We're going to see Nina and Curtis playing dirty, and it looks like Carly is totally smitten. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt. If you're not subscribed, please click that button. Let's get started with all the action starting on Monday, January 27th, season 62, episode 95. So Lucky and Elizabeth have this plan to try and find out more about Cyrus's killings because they and Lucas and others have begun to suspect that there are a lot more dead digitalis people than just Sam and Dex and that one lady, Sylvia, whatever her name is, and the attempt on Michael. So they are at Turning Woods to see this nurse named Tara, who Liz seems to know, seems like a friend, and she plans to blindside her and ask for a list of patients that Cyrus visited while he was volunteering at Turning Woods, and they also want to know if any of them died of cardiac issues. Liz thinks Tara will help them once they explain to her why they need it and what they suspect, but when they are at Turning Woods, Liz is told that Tara called out sick today, and another nurse is there asking if she can help. And remember, Cyrus seemed to know the staff really well because he had conned them about having Lulu's power of attorney to make decisions and stuff like that. And I just worry that Tara might be dead meat if Cyrus found out she was planning to talk to Liz. So, we know that there are more people that are going to die before Cyrus is done. Meanwhile, Nina and Curtis make a plan. Obviously, it's to deal with Drew. Last week, if you're current on episodes, you saw that Drew came in and was trying to press Curtis on maneuvering the stock around so he could take back majority ownership, even though Curtis has the contract and he's a lock to be CEO for the next 5 years. And he thinks that the timing is twisted because Michael is overseas recovering from these horrible burns, but Drew is unsympathetic and tries to say this thing, you can't help who you love. Willow and I just fell in love, and Curtis is having none of it. And Drew threatened to use his political power to hurt Aurora if Curtis won't help him by getting those shares back to him. And just crappy stuff. Curtis tossed him out, said he'd rather resign than betray Michael for him. Meanwhile, when Willow was talking about moving back into Nina's place after Tracy said Drew can't be on the Quartermaine property, well, Nina started pressing her daughter to stay on the Quartermaine property. She does not want Drew to have access to her, and she's going to go back to Curtis, and they're going to try and figure out what they can do to try and get him just shut down to where he can't abuse power. If he's out of Congress, then he can't follow up on his threats that he's making to Aurora, and maybe that'll diminish him in some way. Laura is confiding in Lulu as the week starts, and she tells her daughter that he might be heading for trouble. I think the he she's speaking to is Lucky, and I wonder if Laura's going to catch her up on some of the intrigue that's going on at General Hospital. Drew talks to his lawyer, Martin, and he's infuriated about the Quartermaines banning him from seeing Willow and says they've got another thing coming. He wants to take drastic action against them. And Willow is talking to someone, it looks like it's Chase, and tells him she'll take him up on an offer. We'll see if it's someone else, but it looked like Chase. Christina is suspicious, and I wonder if it's about Sonny hiding his heart issues from her because she questions him about whether it's the right time for him to be traveling right now. Obviously, he's making excuses to leave town to go to LA with Natalia, looks like to see the cardiologist. Anna sees Jason in a new light on Monday, and he comes to her and says he needs to do something more for him right now, and I think it's about Michael and wanting to find the bomber that burned him. Tuesday, January 28th, episode 96 of season 62. Trina is there to encourage Kai, who of course is completely devastated, down in the dumps. His NFL hopes are over. That dislocated shoulder was a career-ending injury, and everything has changed for him, and I think she's going to be a big support for him. Meanwhile, Alexis is shocked. She is absolutely reeling, and I wonder if this is when someone's going to finally circle back around to her and say, oh, by the way, we think Sam was murdered. We found digitalis in her system. I think because people in the hospital know, and they keep talking about going to the police, but they haven't gone to the police. So that means the family doesn't know that her death was anything other than post-surgical complications. Chase has some news for Brooklyn Quartermaine, and Anna is confronting Emma on Tuesday. I'm sure she's acting out as usual. I'm still on the fence about this new Emma because I just love Brooklyn Ray Selzer so much, and I guess I've just seen her grow up in the role. So, and I don't think we've seen enough of this Emma to really see how she's going to slide into the character. And Carly gets a warning. Then on Wednesday, January 29th, season 62, episode 97, Brooklyn is considering her next move. I don't know if this is about her fertility. And Dante is absolutely horror struck. And again, I wonder if he is finding out that Sam was murdered and it wasn't surgical complications. There's a lot of things that Dante might be horror struck about Sonny's cardiac issues, about, Sidwell being in town and maybe the one who bombed his brother. There's just so much to think about. Sasha comes clean and opens up to Jason. And I wonder if she is going to admit she's pregnant with Michael's kid, because Jason knows about their one night stand. I don't think she knows that he knows about it. But then with Michael asking for her, if Jason realizes she's pregnant, I think he can do the math on that really quickly. Martin and Tracy have a tense encounter. I'm sure this is all legal posturing, and she thinks she's above the law, all that good stuff. And Cody is blindsided on Wednesday, and I wonder if he's going to find out Sasha is pregnant, because he's got more action coming on Thursday, January 30th, which is the first official day of February sweeps, and it's episode 98 of the current season. Cody jumps to a conclusion. If this is about Sasha, he may think she cheated on him. If he sees her talking closely to Jason, he might think it's Jason. I mean, Cody is not using the best judgment these days. Meanwhile, Carly gets closer to Jack while they're overseas. She is dried her tears. She's smiling. She's much happier spending time with him next week. It looks like she is a smitten kitten now that he played hero by getting Mikey into the clinic. And then on top of that, he showed up in Germany to be with her, and he's been nothing but gallant, and he's hot, and he's a silver fox, and he's got that accent. I mean, what is not to like? Dante fills in Chase on something, and again, it might be about Sam and these digitalis deaths. And Lulu confides something in Maxie. And I wonder if it's that she's still in love with Dante, or again, if it's about what Laura told her about what Lucky's investigating. And Christina and Molly are stunned. And again, like with Alexis being stunned earlier in the week, I feel like this might be about the cause of Sam's death, because Sonny's heart issues would stun Christina, but Molly, not so much. I don't think she'd be like, well, okay, Friday, January 31st, season 62, episode 99, Dante confronts Anna. And again, I wonder if this is about Sam's case, but I'm really trying to think how much she's been told about Sam's case. Like, Anna knows the stuff that was going on with Dex, and they've not been real transparent on who knows what, because they keep talking about going to the police. But then Anna was on the scene when Dex passed, and then she was around with the stuff going on with Mike. We'll see. It is going to be a good sweep, so I'll tell you that. And Brad makes a request that is completely preposterous, and Laura gives Lulu something to consider, some food for thought. And Brooklyn Quartermaine goes looking for Cody. Maybe she's going to talk him down about Sasha, about whatever his assumptions are. And Rick and Ava make a plea about something, and I wonder if it is again about Avery.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.